Hi there, it is Sandra here from createinspain and Siser Juliet Beginners to Pro. Please excuse my throat clearing if I do that. I'm just getting over a really bad cough. I am still somewhat hoarse and husky, so my voice is a little deeper than normal. The Siser cutters, both Juliet and Romeo, which is its bigger brother, are extremely good cutters. Okay, I want to emphasize that I've used many different types of cutters, but they are not like a Cricut or a silhouette machine. They work slightly differently. So if you're coming from one of those, you'll have to unlearn some habits, learn some new technical terms, learn some new words for things that are the same things as you're used to but just are called something different, and generally get used to a new machine. But what I'm saying is that if you come from a different machine, it's just going to take some patience. You know, expect to learn it. It's a bit like if, for example, you had been driving an automatic car all your life and you suddenly wanted to drive a stick shift car. You know, they're perfectly good, but you just need to do things slightly differently. There is a learning curve. There's a learning curve to the machine, and there's obviously going to be a learning curve to the software, because the software is different no matter what software you use. So, general overall view of my Juliet. It is 2 foot wide, or just over 60 centimeters if you're like me and you use metric. And it will come with a mat that can take 12-inch wide papers. It can cut slightly wider than that, but that's the mat that it will come with. It has a lift up lid, has a dust cover, and yeah, it's very sort of sleek and lovely looking. I've had mine for over a year now. I love it. I've had silhouette machines in the past. I've had brother machines in the past. I've had silver bullet machines in the past, both a relatively small silver bullet single head and a much bigger double head silver bullet, and I've been using all sorts of software for quite a few years. Once you open the lid, you can pull down this little bit here, which is your support, and you'll see there is a carriage, which is most probably on the left. Now when you get it, it's going to be all packed up, so do take a look at the instructions. Do take care to remove all the packing before you switch it on. And it has 3 sets of wheels to help your mat or your product go back and forth. So if I close that down, I'll give you a look at the front of it by rotating. Here we go. And I'm just holding it, I'm supporting it with my hands. So you can see that it is very sleek. It has 4 feet on the base, so you don't have to necessarily have a table which is this wide to put it on, because the feet are in line with this, which is approximately, let's take a measure, just over a foot wide, or about 32 centimeters. So you don't need that big a footprint. So on the back of this, you have your mains cable, you have a USB port here, and you have another port which will allow you to connect a computer directly if that's what you want to do. I don't. I use Wi-Fi, and I've never really had a problem with that. Now the other thing that you have on the back, and if I tip it this way, you can hopefully see. I can't point them out to you because I'm holding the machine. You have a big lever on the right hand side, and when that lever is up, then your grips are gripping. When you put it down, your grips are not gripping. And you notice there are 3 grips there, but I am actually only using 2 of them. I have got a little device in one of my grips that disables it. The reason for that is because I've never needed to use 3 grips on anything that I've cut. I'm not cutting anything that big, and I don't do really long pieces of vinyl which might necessitate having a 3rd wheel in place. So I have temporarily disabled it by adding a block. Switch it on, and we'll get a closer look at the panel in a moment. So this is the Wi-Fi symbol. This is telling me that I'm connected to my Wi-Fi. This one here is the home button, and if you press that, if your carriage isn't properly in the home position, it will go to the home position. This here is a play button. Now, some people are coming unstuck because they'll have a design which they've done in the software, and then they'll come over here and press play. And then they'll be thinking, why is it not cutting the design that I want it to cut? Now, the reason is you control your cutter from your computer. Generally speaking, you do not need to use that play button. The reason for that play button to be used would be if you want to do a repeat cut. And what happens is when you've sent a design to your machine and it has cut it successfully, it remembers it. So the next time you press that play button, it will cut it again. So if you do a different design and you send it to your machine and then you just press the play button, it's going to cut the old design. Okay? So don't use it to cut the design that you want to design unless you are doing a second cut on it. The little cog here for settings shows you the settings that you can have. You've got general settings. So if I tap on that one, you've got LED, alerts, sleep mode, the units that you want to use and the language that you want to use. Now the LED refers to the LEDs you can hopefully see on here, under here, which generally lights up the work area. Okay, this is not your camera LEDs. The alert is for sounds that it can make to alert you when a project is finished or whatever. I don't have them set up, and I don't have the sleep mode set up for anything. I just switch my machine on and off as I wish. And you can change between metric and obviously imperial measurements. If I go back here to the other screen, we have Wi-Fi, and that's where you click on that and you set up your Wi-Fi. Now next you have the camera settings, and the most important thing to note on this is this light here. If you press that, it will alter the light settings for the camera. If you're doing print and cut, this doesn't affect the lights which are under here. This is a light which is under your carriage, and it affects how the camera can see your registration marks. This one is for your USB. So this is where you'll put a USB drive in and you'll choose your file to open and you start the cut, etc. And if I go back to the home button, we can come back and we have cut settings. So cut settings are where you will find material settings stored for certain Siser products. Now you can, if you wish, add some extra settings to this for things that you do a lot. So you have the cut speed and you have the force, and you can put this up or down as need be. And this one here is your test cut. I'm not going to press that one because it will do a test cut and I've got no material in there. And that is what you use to test your cut settings. You're using a new material, or maybe you're wondering if your blade has got a little dull after time. Do a test cut. It's a good habit to get into. Just do a test cut in a corner or something where it's not going to affect your design, and just check that everything is as it should be. It'll save you a lot of material, a lot of heartache at the end of the day. It'll make your life an awful lot easier. So the other thing is your holder for your blade holder, your grip. It's a relatively small grip and it has a screw that you tighten up. Now the blade holder, I think I can put this out of the way now. This is the blade holder for the Siser cutter. Now it has a little rim here, and when you put the blade holder into the grip, the little grip part comes over the top of this piece here. Now this has got a blade in it, and you probably can't see much of the blade. I can just about, if I put my finger over the top, I don't advise people to do this because some people are not sensible in how they do it, but if I put my finger just over the top, I can just feel something there. Can you see that blade sticking out? You really can't. You have to look at it pretty closely to see that blade sticking out. And that is enough to cut vinyl. If you're cutting vinyl, you don't need to be able to see the blade stick out very much. Now, if I wanted to make the blade stick out more, I unscrew this gold ring and then I turn the other ring in the opposite direction, and now you can see the blade is coming out. Well, you should be able to see it against my finger. Okay, so it's coming out quite a lot more. I would say that is probably 2 credit cards worth. So it's not like a cricket or a silhouette where you have, you know, 1/4 of an inch of blade sticking out or something. That is not how it's done. If I was going to be cutting a fairly heavy card, I would still wind that in quite a lot, and then I will tighten up the gold ring. So how do you determine how much to make it stick out? Well, a piece of card here which is being used for something. What you need to do is to take your card side on and put your blade against it. And if your blade is the same depth as your card, it's out enough. If you stick your blade out, hang on a second, I need to loosen that off. If you stick your blade out like this, for example, so it's out quite a long way, what are you going to do? Well, the chances are you're going to make a mess of the cut. You're going to wreck your blade a lot quicker than you would otherwise. And you're not going to get the results that you want. You'll go through your blades far faster, you risk damaging your blade, and basically you're not making the most of your machine. It's as simple as that. So with these machines, wind it right in, particularly if you are cutting vinyls. If you have too much blade stuck out and you cut vinyl, what you'll end up doing is cutting into the backing of the vinyl. And if you do that, it makes it very hard to weed. I have seen many people over the last year saying, oh, I've only got my blade out a little bit and it's not cutting right and it's leaving fluffy cuts and my mat must be the problem, or the machine must be the problem, or no, it's not, it's the blade. It's the blade being out too far. And they say, well, I've not got it out very far. Send me a photograph of the blade and it's stuck out 1/4 of an inch. Your blade's out too far. And, you know, we don't advise you to do this for the fun of it. It's how the machine works. You know, we're not trying to make you look stupid or anything else. If you're used to a different machine, you're used to a different machine, but you need to learn how this one works. Right, regarding mats, you will get a mat with your machine depending on which one you buy, which mat you get. I don't happen to have a Siser mat left anymore. My Siser mat has long gone. But with the mats, you will find after a while that they are no longer sticky. The reason for this is not because the mat is faulty, it is because the mat is being used. And when you cut paper, in particular card paper, certainly with fabrics or anything else like that, you leave tiny little fibres all over your mat. And I've got one of my homemade mats here. This is relatively clean. I've only used it, I think, 2 or 3 times since I cleaned it off last time. I've got some little dots of card on here. And it is relatively sticky. But after a few uses, you'll find that your paper or your card, particularly if you're using card, a heavy duty card, it will start to move and you'll start doing a cut and all of a sudden the card has moved and your design is wrecked. So you do want to make sure that your mats are cleaned off. And all you have to do is to get some soapy water, give them a good scrub, allow them to dry, and they'll re-stick. They'll be sticky for quite a long time when you do that. If eventually you do that and it is not sticky again after you've cleaned it, then you can use something like this. This is Eileen's Tack It Over and Over. It is what they class as a 2-way glue, a repositionable glue. Zig do some chunky pens you can use as well. Now don't get glue onto the edges of your mat that are going under the rollers, because you don't want glue all over your rollers. It's not nice. You just got to clean them off all the time. So blanket off, screen off, put masking tape over, whatever, and use whatever it is that you want to use. You can also get, there's a stencil spray, which for the life of me I can't remember the name of now. Someone I'm sure will put it down below, that you can also spray onto it. But again, mask everything off that you do not want sticky, because it'll get everywhere else. It will. Now with tack it over and over, it is very, very high tack. So if you want your mat to be super sticky, that's fine, not a problem. If you never want it to be quite that sticky, dilute it a little bit with water. I keep some in a jar already diluted for doing this. And I just put it on with a palette knife and scrape it over and allow it to dry, and that's done. Okay, so you can do that quite happily. Your mats will bend at the edges. And this one here, for example, is bent at the edges. This is my front edge. I actually put another piece of plastic across here to keep it straight. And that's actually not a bad idea, but it will bend at the edges because these machines really, really grip, which is one of the reasons why they're extremely accurate, because it keeps everything where it's supposed to be. They will bend on the edges. You can try keeping them, for example, with plastic carrier sheet over it, face down, putting weights on when you're not using it, whatever. You can do what you like to try and flatten out, but they will bend at the edges. And eventually they will probably warp enough that you either cut the mat down to a smaller version or you throw it out. When it comes to software, you have several choices. There is Leonardo software, and it comes in two forms. It comes in a basic form, which is free, and it comes in a subscription form, which is obviously not free. Now the first form, the free one, is fairly basic. You may or may not find that it has enough features in it for you to do everything you want to do. Pro version has more features, and it costs, at the moment, because it's on offer, it's about $4.99 a month, I think, but normally it is $8.99 a month, or you can buy a yearly subscription. The alternative to that is Shortcut Slot version 6. And I say version 6 because that's the only version so far from your software to the cutting machine. So Shortcut Slot 6 is a very fully functional software. There are two versions. There is the basic version and there is a pro version. Both versions are purchased directly. So you buy them, that's it. There are updates which are free, and then if you want to upgrade your software, you pay a top-up fee. So if you were going from the basic version to the pro, you would pay the difference between what you had already purchased and what you were buying. The difference with Shortcut Slot is that very few people are going to actually need the pro version, but the machines themselves are absolutely brilliant. I have an example here. I cut out quite a lot of stencils, okay. So I have an example here of 3 stencils. They are the same stencil but cut out in different sizes. So this is the first one that I designed. If I close this and move this to one side, let's move this to one side. This is the first one that I designed. So then I decided to see how small I could go. So I basically did about 1/3 of the size, so this one's a smaller version again. And then I did this one, which as you can see is even smaller. And if you can see against my hand, you can see how fine these little lines are and how well it has cut. So the machines themselves are very, very good, very, very accurate, but you do need to learn how to use it. And they don't work in exactly the same way as other machines. If you've got a Siser Romeo or Juliet, you're going to have great fun with it. It's a wonderful machine. Just take the time to learn what you're doing. And a word of advice, don't use your best materials to start off with. Practice with scraps that you got hanging around, with the cheap stuff, until you know what you're doing. And don't give yourself a project that you're going to sell as the first thing that you learn on, because that is one way to drive you absolutely batty. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Take care now.